At last year's general election, there were a number of big winners and big losers. The Conservatives' 14-year stint in power ended, and they achieved their lowest seat share in their history. The Labour Party, conversely, won a huge 174-seat majority, and Reform UK managed to establish their bridgehead in Parliament, gaining 5 seats. However, one of the parties often overlooked in discussions about the results is the Liberal Democrats, who increased their seat share to an impressive 72, up from 11 elected in 2019, which was even more than they achieved in 2010 when they went into coalition with the Conservatives. A year on from the election, and things are looking steady for the Lib Dems. They're averaging about 15% in the polls. Ed Davey is still remarkably popular, and they're still championing policies that are popular among the electorate. So in this video, we're going to have a look at whether we're underestimating the Lib Dems, and whether they're in a position to significantly improve their political power at the next election. If you want more UK political drama from us, then check out our podcast Starmageddon, where we track the successes and failures of this new Labour government. Find it over on the TLDR Podcast YouTube channel or in your favourite podcast app. Now, we should probably start by explaining what we mean when we say that the Liberal Democrats are being underestimated. As you've probably heard us argue in a number of other videos on this channel, the British political system is in a state of flux right now. Parliament still resembles relative normality. One party has a sizable majority. Another, smaller one is clearly identifiable as the main opposition party. There are no coalitions, no power sharing arrangements, and no electoral pacts. However, outside of Parliament, things are very different. Reform UK still leads in the polls, ahead of Labour by 6 or 7 points. MRP polls suggest that if an election were held, based on these numbers, Parliament would be hung, and Reform UK would be the largest party. In all of these conversations, the media tends to focus on what a Reform government would look like, and what this would mean for both Labour and the Conservatives. Little, though, is said of the Liberal Democrats, which is strange given that they're currently the third party, and consistently polling well. Additionally, as we see it, there are 3 reasons why their support could increase in the coming years. Firstly, they're not just polling well, their leader and policies are popular among the electorate. Ed Davey is one of the most popular leaders of a political party at the moment, with his net approval rating of -6 significantly higher than Keir Starmer on -44, Kemi Badenoch on -35, and Nigel Farage on -31. It's important to remember here that Davey's popularity was one of the big reasons that the Lib Dems were so successful in last year's election. He decided to take a more stunt-driven approach to campaigning, something that brought a lot of attention to his party and helped them gain considerable momentum. This popularity has, largely, held, and would undoubtedly help him in any subsequent general election. In addition to this, though, the Liberal Democrats are clearly adept at championing popular policies. The most clear example of this is their attitude towards Brexit. While they no longer openly advocate for the UK to rejoin the EU, they have been clear that they want the UK to join a customs union and youth mobility scheme with the EU. These are popular policies among the electorate. 50% say they support Britain rejoining the customs union, compared to 18% who say they don't support it, and 68% say they support a youth mobility scheme, compared with 15% who say they don't support it. This isn't the only popular policy they've championed, though. In contrast to the other main political parties, the Lib Dems have been clear that they stand opposed to cozying up to the Trump presidency. This is a popular position to take, given that a whopping 63% think that Trump has been a terrible president, and, more relatedly, 43% of the public think that Starmer should have a frank and honest approach to the relationship with the US, in which he makes criticisms when there are disagreements. This is compared to only 37% who think that Starmer should have a polite and positive approach. The point we're making is that the Lib Dems not only have a popular leader, but they have popular policies too, which conceivably could see them become more popular as the general election gets closer. The second reason their support could increase is because, since the election last year, they've done surprisingly well in smaller elections. In the May Council election, the Lib Dems won more than 160 new seats, taking them almost entirely from the Conservatives. In fact, they were one of only 2 parties, the other being Reform UK, to take control of a new council. In total, they took control of 3 additional councils. This was all helped by the fact that they'd increased their vote share by 11 points since the last time the councils were up for election, which is by no means insignificant. Speaking about all this, the day the results came in, Ed Davey explained that, for the first time ever, we've overtaken the Conservatives in local elections, and that's put us on track to overtake the Conservatives at the next general election. While it probably isn't quite as simple as that, the Lib Dems almost always perform well at local elections and worse at general elections, it's at least an indication of their trajectory. A trajectory that's backed up by the fact that, in the Westminster opinion polls, the Lib Dems are only 4 or 5 points behind the Conservatives. All of this demonstrates that the electorate are taking the Liberal Democrats seriously, and that voters are seeing them as an alternative to the major parties, particularly the Conservatives. The third and final reason the Lib Dems' support could increase is that they seem to be recalibrating their message. Recently, they've been aiming to flex their environmental credentials to the electorate, with them trying to discuss the issue more frequently in the media. Take, for instance, Ed Davey's recent appearance on Laura Kuenssberg. He used the opportunity to call for the government to halve business energy bills by investing in renewable energy. This seems like a sensible move. As Politico's Nicholas Earle pointed out, Labour's fear of the net zero sceptic Reform UK has left them unlikely to push further on the environment. Similarly, under Kemi Badenoch, the Conservatives have become more climate sceptic. She's already ditched a party policy backing net zero by 2050. By proudly wearing their pro-environmental credentials on their sleeves, the Lib Dems are able to exploit an opening at the top of politics, with the aim of stealing climate-conscious voters from both Labour and the Tories. All in all, while the Lib Dems are doing well in the polls, it's entirely possible that we could see them rise even further. As you may know already, here at TLDR we're committed to learning about the world around us, and helping you do the exact same. Luckily for all of us, our sponsor this week, Brilliant, helps with just that. Brilliant helps you become a better thinker and problem solver, with thousands of visual, interactive lessons in maths, science, programming, data analysis, and AI. Not only does Brilliant offer a perfect mix of engaging problems and competitive features, it also keeps you motivated with daily encouragement, and their app makes it easy to learn wherever you are. Instead of mindless scrolling, with those extra pockets of time you find in the day, you can give your mind a workout with Brilliant's growing collection of programming courses. From learning Python to developing an intuition for computer logic, you'll get hands-on experience with real programs and learn to think like a programmer, building your problem-solving skills to thrive in the evolving world of programming. Plus, all content on Brilliant is crafted by an award-winning team of teachers, researchers and professionals from Stanford, MIT, Caltech, Microsoft, Google and more. To start your learning journey and try Brilliant for free, visit brilliant.org/TLDR. Scan the QR code on your screen, or you can click the link in the description. By doing so, you'll also get 20% off an annual premium subscription, and they'll know that you came from us, which really helps us out.